Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here and you have no idea who I am, my name is Chanel. I run a blog called Chanelfiles.com, and over here on this small but growing corner of the YouTube world, we talk about God, fashion, luxury fashion. We do some vlogging. We love to work out. We love to eat healthy. We love to take care of our skin, and last but certainly not least is we love to live the blessed life. So if any of those things are of interest to you, then I would love and appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button down below. And while you're there, hit the bell notification so you're notified when I upload a new video. So as you guys can see from the title of today's video, this is going to be something like a new little mini series here on the channel. I've wanted to do reaction videos for quite a while, but just now getting around to it. And as you guys can see, we're going to be going over the JIL SANDER Spring Summer 22 collection. Seeing as though this is obviously the first video, I'm going to structure it very casually. I think what I'm going to do is have the entire runway video showing here on the screen. And as you guys are watching it, I am going to be watching it on my iPad, and hopefully, like, timing wise, everything syncs together. If it doesn't, please bear with me. I will kind of figure it out as I continue to do these videos. Nonetheless, before we get started, I do want to share with you guys some notes here that I have written down just about JIL SANDER, who she is as a designer, her style, her aesthetic. Also, her creative directors have really been like doing the thing for the past maybe 4 or 5 years. So I do have some notes about them as well, because I really do believe they play a pivotal role in just the collections over the past few years, and you know, just thought it would be helpful information to share. So first and foremost, if you do not know who JIL SANDER is, she is a German designer that is actually based in Milan, Italy, which I think is a little bit different because usually most designers, like where they are from, that is typically where their like headquarters would be. But she is a German designer that is based in Milan, Italy. She shows during Milan Fashion Week, and I actually think that's a little bit cool. I'm not sure if that's a thing and I just don't know about it, but that is something to note. She is German, but she has shown in Milan pretty much, I want to say, since the beginning of her time. And she has 2 namesake labels, one being JIL SANDER and one being JIL SANDER Navy, which is pretty much like her diffusion line, pretty much like what Isabelle Etoile or Etoile Isabelle Marant is to Isabelle Marant. It's a diffusion line. It's a little bit cheaper, still pricey, but it is a little bit cheaper than the actual like runway pieces or the collection pieces. I want to say she is probably around about in her like early 60s. So she has definitely been in the game for quite a while. And one thing to know about JIL SANDER is I personally think that JIL SANDER was like the Phoebe Philo before Phoebe Philo was on the map. If you don't know much about JIL SANDER, her style is very minimal, very simple, but with a focus on quality, with a focus on luxury, craftsmanship, design, so on and so forth. Very much so giving you Phoebe Philo, again, before Phoebe Philo. But just to throw out a few names, if you think of the Row, if you think of Peter Doe, very simple. Tibby, very simple, very easy, very minimal, but very classic. And again, with an attention to luxury, craftsmanship, detail, and of course, quality. So as you see this collection, you will note that everything is pretty much the same style ish, but again, it's all about the details and of course the craftsmanship. Something else to also note about JIL SANDER is in 2016 she brought on a married couple as the creative directors of her brand. I believe the names are Lucy and Luke Meyer, and you guys, they have been doing the things. First and foremost, let's go over Miss Lucy. She's only 39 years old. Very young to be a creative director. And not only that, but she has been the head of design for Dior, Balenciaga, I want to say Louis Vuitton, as well as Marc Jacobs, which is a huge resume for someone who is only 39, or she actually may be 40 at the time of making this video. But even at the age of 40, that is still extremely young to have many of the positions at these houses that she has had. Not only that, but her husband, Luke, was also the head of designer at Supreme. And then I believe he also started his own like luxury clothing brand. I'm not quite sure if that's still a thing right now, but as a duo, they have been like doing the things. And I think that's probably part of the reason why JIL SANDER was, you know, happy to probably bring them on board. And honestly, since looking at their collections from 2017, though a lot of the stuff still remains very simple, very easy, very not basic, but kind of like elevated basic, because that is really JIL SANDER's style and aesthetic. I can definitely look at 2017, 2018, 2019 collections and, you know, going forward and really see the slight difference that has made a big change in JIL SANDER, the brand overall. So that is also something to note. And I did write down a few things as far as the show notes go. If you are not familiar with what show notes are, they're pretty much just what the PR team from that particular brand or designer will put out so that editors, fashion writers, stylists, so on and so forth know what the collection is about. Because sometimes when it comes to a lot of these brands and what it is that they're trying to say, you sometimes can't really understand it if you are just looking at the runway shows. So show notes are pretty much just a way of the brand explaining to the public what the collection is about, what the inspiration is behind the particular collection. So some of the things that I wrote down when I was reading the show notes was this has a very heavy focus on boxy and oversized silhouettes. That is honestly something that JIL SANDER has been doing from day one. Even if you looked back at what could, I guess, be considered like vintage collections from her, she has always had a focus on oversized, minimal pieces. So that's kind of like a part of the heritage of the brand. But of course, I had to mention it because that was something that was noted in the show notes. Also, something else to note is that they wanted to really focus on pieces that could be wearable for real life, such as so many designers these days over the past 2 to 3 years. Everyone has had to kind of like change up certain things with their collections or their pieces, because obviously life has changed so much over the past 2 to 3 years. So that was something that they wanted to emphasize, is that a lot of these pieces are wearable for everyday life. Also, there is a lot of play on creamy pastels being paired with bright, more pigmented kind of like primary colors. That's actually something that I personally don't see much. Typically when brands are color blocking or designers are color blocking, you will see a lot of pastel colors with pastel colors and then bright colors with bright colors. But there is a lot of primary colors, so your reds, your blues, your yellows being paired with creamier pastel colors. So I thought that was interesting. When I read the show notes, I didn't really know how to visualize that, but once I saw the collection, they actually did a really good job at mixing those two elements together. So that is something also to note that you will see as we kind of get into watching the show. And lastly, there is a lot of juxtaposing in the fabrications and the materials and also the silhouettes. So think like sequin paired with silk, or oversized blazers paired with feminine slip dresses, masculine paired with more feminine things, or just things that I think the average person wouldn't necessarily think to pair together. They are pairing together, which personally I love. So that's just a few things to note about this collection. I am obsessed with this collection. Like I said, I've already seen looks from it. I've already watched this, so I am cheating a little bit, but I really do love this collection. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I love all of these like backstage clips. You will see a lot of this throughout the entire video. And I actually think it was really thoughtful for them to do this, because if you were at the show, obviously you're not getting these behind the scenes clips or these backstage clips, but because they know that obviously a majority of the viewers, you know, are going to be watching this on YouTube or whatever platforms, to capture those clips behind the stage and then to incorporate it into the show for us viewers, I think that was really thoughtful. I love this. I love everything about this. I love the oversized blazer. Again, we have those pastels coming through. JIL SANDER is known for her oversized blazers, and we love that. This collar situation that you're seeing, it runs throughout the entire show. At first, I thought it was attached to whatever the top was or the blazer, but I actually think it's probably something you can take on and off, which is really thoughtful as well. Color blocking, again, we have those pastels with some of those primary colors. Lots of bold earrings, statement earrings as well, which I kind of fell out of for a little bit, but I'm really getting back into statement earrings, hence the earrings that I'm wearing. Love this look. Love, love, love. Love the leather pants. I love the fact that they are keeping it monochromatic, but still very different tones in that yellow. Also, something to note is hair and makeup. I think hair and makeup is just as almost important as the looks themselves, the outfits themselves, because they can really make or break a look. And I love that everything is so simple, so easy. A slick back ponytail or just really short hair if the model has short hair. There's nothing going on too much with the face, which I personally really appreciate, and it really allows you to focus on the clothing while still giving you something to look at, if that makes sense. So that is something to note as well. I really do appreciate just the very simple hair and makeup. Love those boots. I actually think I saw those boots maybe about a week or two ago on My Teresa, I want to say, and they're actually really cute. Again, there's something about these behind the scene clips or these backstage clips that I really love that they incorporate. I feel like it just gives it another element. It adds like visual texture. I don't know if that's a thing, but I just feel like it's a great way visually to kind of keep the audience's attention, especially again, since we are not at the actual runway show. Something to also note is that although this is a spring summer collection, all of these pieces are really transitional pieces. And I actually really like that. It's not like super summer heavy, if that makes sense. These are pieces that you can easily wear in the spring because realistically it is still quite chilly in the spring. But then of course, you know, these pieces, a lot of these pieces can be worn primetime summer as well. So I personally really like that. Low rise denim, big trend. Big trend. You will be seeing a lot of low rise denim for this coming spring and summer season. Personally, I don't know how much I'm gonna be wearing low rise because I'm just like a mid-rise kind of girl, but low rise denim is very big. And on that model before her, you can see that they sat really low. So that's something to be mindful of. I also really love these earrings. Again, I'm having a moment right now with statement earrings, and I actually really love those earrings. Oh, these shoes, you guys, so good. Not on this model or the model before this, but on another model, they'll do a couple of close-ups. But you guys, these shoes are amazing. These may be added to my wish list. Not maybe my summer wish list, but maybe like late summer, early fall. Those boots and that like really big statement brooch moment that's on them is like gorgeous. Love those. These leather pants, you guys, they're haunting me. And I'm pretty sure they're probably like $2,000. Also, something to note, I know I talked about this in my, I think, fall winter 21 trends video, or like wearable fall winter 21 trends. I talked about matching sets but longer lengths. So you're gonna see a lot of like tunic length pieces over pants, or even dresses over pants, which doesn't sound like it could be the most appealing or flattering, but I think that if you style it the right way, or you just find the right pieces, it works really well. And I definitely noted a lot of like tunics over pants or dresses over pants, which I'm sure you guys are seeing. Oh, this was another one of my favorites. You can't tell in that moment, but they'll do a close-up. I don't know what kind of fabric it is, but it's almost like a pink iridescent mohair of some sort. Whenever they capture her, you'll be able to see it better. Yeah, you see how that's kind of shiny, and it really has a beautiful like sheen to it. I love that. So as you can see on the model coming down, she's wearing like essentially a long line sweater and what seems to be like a midi length skirt or a maxi length skirt. Again, we're thinking longer lines, even when it comes to pairing separates. Love this fringe. You guys know I love a fringe moment. Love, love, love. So as you can see, this is a dress, a silk slip dress paired over pants. Again, not something most people would think to do, but that is something we are seeing a lot of. We've saw a lot of it. Also, you guys, oversized bags. You guys know I am a big bag girl. I cannot wait to bring out my big Bottega, because you guys, oversized bags, it's a big thing. Obsessed with this. The dress that I'm wearing, which is from H&M, I'm almost sure that this is a copy of that dress that's going to be after this model coming down. Obsessed with it. Anything crocheted, anything woven, you guys know how I feel about textures. Literally obsessed with it. Like, that actually may be a piece I try to get my hands on, maybe at the end of the summer. Everything about this, like literally, if you look at the dress that I'm wearing, I'm quite sure H&M bit this dress from Jill Sander. Love, love, love that dress. Again, separates, long line tunic lengths over skirts. Not something everyone would think to do, but I really am here for it. Again, long line over pants, and obviously this is something you can wear separately, but as you can see, especially with these last few looks, you're going to see a lot of dresses over pants, over jeans, which I think is really cool. Love this look as well. Beautiful sequin pastel colors, like caftan moment, but they're pairing it over like frayed hem denim. I think they'll do a close-up at some point. Yeah, I just love how they're incorporating these clips. I just think it makes it more personal and just cool. And this is definitely one of my favorite looks. This is the closing look. You guys know how I feel about an oversized dress. I love a strong shoulder. I love these boots with it. I love a good muumuu, a good frock. We all know how I feel about it. So definitely love that dress. I think this was a super strong collection. I think that this really does emphasize JIL SANDER as a brand, what she is great at doing, which again is simple, minimal, yet very elevated pieces, heavy emphasis on structure, heavy emphasis on quality, craftsmanship, material. And these are pieces that once you buy them, you don't have to continue to buy a bunch of other random things. One blazer, one good pair of pants, be them trousers, leather, linen, cotton, whatever you want. I think that JIL SANDER with a slew of other designers make pieces that you truly only have to buy one of and you're good forever. So though they are expensive, they are very expensive. It really is for that person who does not like to just buy and really wants to buy one or two pieces, maybe per season, if that, and they have it forever and they wear it in a multitude of ways. Lots of oversized bags, as you guys can see, which, like I said earlier, you guys know I'm very excited for. Yeah, I love that last look. That last look is definitely one of my faves. And this is Lucy and Luke. One thing that I actually noted that I thought was really interesting is that they came out as opposed to JIL herself. Most brands, most designers, I should say, especially when it is a namesake label, meaning the brand is named after the designer, Isabel Marant, Michael Kors, JIL SANDER, they're the ones that come out. But I thought it was interesting that Lucy and Luke came out, which I think can obviously be for many ways. I don't know why she didn't come out. I don't even know if that's something that they have been doing and maybe I'm just new to it, but I think that actually says a lot more because it really does emphasize how much, I don't even know, I guess, how much of a role that they play at the brand or with the brand, which is very interesting. And I think it's also something to know is that when it comes to designers and creative directors, there is never one person that can solely take credit for everything. Creative directors or designers are simply one person that is kind of being highlighted, but there is an entire team of people that are coming up with these designs, that are coming up with these concepts, that are sitting at the table and delegating what looks they're going to show, what looks they're not going to show, what pieces are going to be put into production and which ones are not. I think, for example, when we talk about Phoebe Philo at Celine, of course, she had a huge role and played a huge role in the success of Celine. And to be honest, I think that probably was the best that Celine will ever be. Personally, I am not a huge fan of the current day Celine. And that's really just because I personally think that Phoebe just changed the game when it came to the brand as a whole. However, the point I'm bringing up is we give a lot of credit to Phoebe Philo, which she is due, but I think we oftentimes, I know for me at least, we forget that Phoebe is not the only one at the table and she is not the only person that can really call all the shots at the end of the day. Trust me when I say that there are many seats at the table and there is an entire team of people that are coming up with these ideas and these, just things for the brand, and no one person can honestly take the credit. And one thing to say about that I think Peter Doe actually did really well, and I want to say it was either his fall winter 21 collection or the spring summer 22 collection, is that at the end, usually obviously when the designer comes out, he brought out his entire team. If you watch that show to the very end, you will see he brought out a multitude of people, because again, I think it just goes to say, like, I'm not the only person who comes up with these ideas or with this collection. This is a team effort. And in reality, just because one person comes out, there is never going to be one person that can simply take full credit. Now, as far as my favorite pieces from the collection or my favorite looks, you guys know that oversized dress, the very last look, was probably one of my top 5 favorites. Also, I don't have the pictures in front of me, but just going off of memory, the butterscotch yellow leather trousers with that long line like pastel yellow coat, I absolutely love that. Again, it just goes to show you that you can mix textures, you can mix colors from the same family. Also, those boots, you guys, with that crystal brooch, or I don't even know what it is. Obsessed with those. I will absolutely be keeping a watch on those at some point. Definitely not paying retail. I'm pretty sure they're probably like $1,300 or $1,400, so definitely not paying that, but I will keep that particular pair on my wish list at some point. What other looks? Again, you guys, I don't have pictures in front of me. Oh, the sequin long line tunic with the kind of like distressed hem pink jeans. I think they were pastel pink. Really love that. Again, you can easily pair the jeans with a different top, or you can do the tunic by itself with boots, with sandals, with sneakers even. So again, a lot of these pieces, you guys, though you are seeing them worn together, pretty much I would almost say a majority of the things that they showed for this collection can be worn separately, which I think is great. Also, that crocheted dress, you guys, absolutely will be putting that on my wish list. Like I said, this dress is from H&M, and I'm pretty sure they bit off of either Bottega or JIL Sander. So love that. And yeah, you guys, I think that is it as far as what I can remember. Yeah, I think that's all of the looks that I really loved, or like pieces that I really loved from this collection. Let me know what you guys think of the collection. I know, again, it's not for everyone as far as the style goes, but as you guys know, I love to incorporate more oversized masculine pieces, and then of course pair them with something a little bit more feminine and dainty, because that's just what we like to do over here. But let me know how you guys enjoyed the collection. Is there anything you have your eye on, or is there anything that you may be inspired by that you may be looking to get from a different brand? One brand that I can say does this style really well, that's not at such a high price point, is Tibi. Tibi is one brand, just like JIL Sander, just like Phoebe Philo, Peter Doe, and so many other brands. The Row, for example, they do really clean, classic, tailored pieces, but they make them really cool. So I will say, if this is your style and aesthetic, but of course these JIL Sander prices, which are very expensive, is out of your budget, just like a lot of them are out of mine, I definitely do recommend checking out the brand Tibi. They're not by any means like the absolute cheapest, but they are significantly cheaper than JIL Sander, and you definitely will get that same look. And honestly, Tibi is a great brand in and of itself. If you love that style, that aesthetic, very clean, minimal, easy pieces, but you don't want to spend $2,000 on a blazer, I highly recommend checking out the brand Tibi. Nonetheless, with all of that being said, if you are new here and you have yet to hit that subscribe button, sis, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button down below, and while you are there, hit the bell notification so you are notified when I upload a new video. Check out my blog, Chanelfiles.com. I have a lot of new blog posts that I am currently working on that I'm excited to share, so be sure to check out my blog. Be sure to also follow me over on Instagram at Chanelfiles. Like I said, your girl is back to posting on Instagram, and y'all, the looks are giving. And last but certainly not least, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.